Hey everybody, welcome back. Somebody believed me when I said turtles are totally terrific because I just showed these in my last video and they have already sold. They are headed off to their new owner today and somebody's about to be so happy because honestly, how could you look at this face and not be happy? I challenge you. How could you do that? You can't. I had a really great shopping trip over the weekend. Today, I want to take you along on that shopping trip. I took a little bit of footage inside the store. This is a really great place. I will link it below for you. It is in the Kentucky area. I'm going to say there was a lot of stuff I left behind that I would have gotten, but the price point was just not right. But honestly, it was just so much fun going and looking at it because there was just a lot of great stuff. So enjoy this footage and don't go away because right afterwards I am going to have a shopping haul and also I'll show you what sold that I am actually in here getting ready to wrap up now. This was a really pretty brass candle holder, a little high for resale, but not too bad of a price if you wanted it for your own decor. Also, these brass deer, a little high for resale, but they do sell well. I have sold several of those. These were really pretty. I'm pretty sure they glow, and they had a really pretty price tag too. So I set them down very carefully. I really wanted these little creamers. They're little purple cows. They were just a little high priced for resale, but they were so cute. This entire display here was really well put together. Somebody put a lot of thought into putting the colors together. I thought about these butterfly dishes. There were a lot of good things in there. I couldn't bring myself to pay what they were asking. Okay, my husband spotted this peacock and he almost bought him, but he was damaged. It's a hobbyist piece, but I don't know, we have something about colorful birds. We always go straight to them. I don't even know if that would be a big seller, but anyway, it was such a cute little piece. I took some footage in the jewelry for all my jewelry friends. I didn't buy anything in this booth particularly, but they did have a whole lot of pretty brooches and different things. Not too bad of prices on them either, really, but I did pick up something special I'll show you later in the video. It was not from this booth, but I did get a jewelry item. Now this was right up my alley. I could have just sat down here and just had a feast. This was just beautiful. I love it that they had everything individually priced. That really helps if you don't want the entire set. The Merry Mushroom Craze. These are the Sears Row book ones, the original, the real OG. I have sold the canister sets and the Merry Mushrooms at least 4 times, along with so many other Merry Mushroom stuff, but I have not had any recently. A couple of things that sold in the last few days were actually things that I featured in a video. I don't know if it was a viewer that bought them. If it is, thank you so much. If it wasn't, then it might have just been a fluke. So things I just showed in my last video were these sweet little turtles. Now these are basically, this is a hobbyist piece because it has like a little signature. Somebody made these and painted them, but they did a great job. I think these are made to look similar to a Homco set. There is a Homco set of turtles that are very similar to this. And sometimes that will happen. The other thing that just sold, I also featured in my last video, I think it was either my last video or the video before that, were the sun and moon. These are metal. I don't know if they came together, but I bought them together. And I knew these would be popular. They went in several people's carts as soon as I posted them on Etsy, and they are going out today. Someone bought them. Sweet little things I think I featured in a video, but it's been a few videos back. Just like little religious prints. And these are plastic frames, and it also has plastic on the front. That's not glass. They were actually showed wear and were a little damaged, but I did list that in the listing. I wasn't gonna sell them when I got them home and realized that they were kind of in bad shape. But then I knew that people like these frames, and they also like the subject matter, but sometimes people will reuse the frame even if they're plastic, and if the plastic is in good condition. They're not worth a whole lot, and so I didn't ask a whole lot for them. I did include free shipping, and they did sell pretty quickly. So as long as you make sure that you note any damage in your description, I think some people will still buy things if they are just slightly damaged. Now, I always make sure to put it in the title also, because sometimes, guys, people don't read the description. Especially when I used to sell on eBay, they only read the title and just basically read the title and look at the pictures. Etsy, when I first began, I would write out like these really long descriptive things in my descriptions. And then I realized people weren't reading it, because they would send me messages like, what's the measurements on this? Even though the measurements were in the picture and also listed in the description, but sometimes they just read like the first few sentences. And so I never mind if someone messages me and says, hey, what are the measurements? I always just send it right to them, because they probably just overlooked it. These two glasses sold, they're the fleur-de-lis. Is that right? This is like a, the fleur-de-lis. I say that very Southern, and it's basically a French word, but it is made in France. Lots of things like glassware that's made in France is pretty popular. You may see those, I want to say it's Aerorock or something. There's a name brand that was really big in the 80s that's made in France, and it has come back. Its heyday has come back. They're like the black dishes. If I can find a picture, I'm going to insert it. Anyways, way back in the day, in the 80s, I had that entire set of black dishes. They were like hexagon shaped plates and salad plates. I even had the wine glasses, the whole thing, coffee mugs. They were so cool. And they are coming back in popularity. So if you do see that, the made in France glassware or coffee mugs or anything like that, it does usually sell pretty well. And then I've had these a while. They are butterfly coasters, this little coaster set. It's just a really pretty little stand that it came in. And then the coasters have the butterflies, and you'll see these quite a bit. It's a glass on top. The reason I like these, they were a little different. They had, see that kind of lace background? They had like this really pretty lace background. It's very like boho chic, but this entire set just sold. I also think I've showed this in another video. This is basically like a copper music box. When you turn it on, the ship goes back and forth. It's very, very slow rocking. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's pretty slow, but it's cool. If you've been here before, you know the drill. Let's go to the dining room, because that's where my shopping haul is. Everybody, two of the things I found are kind of large items, but they're Homco, home interiors. One is this beautiful oval picture. It has glass over it. It's like two lovers with sitting on a little bridge over a pond. You've probably seen this before if you follow home interior stuff. It does have like the faux wood. It's basically plastic frame, and it was in good condition. It had a little bit of water damage down here on the bottom, but everything I got on this shopping haul was such a great price point. I'm almost positive I can get my money back, because these larger items, you do have to take into consideration the shipping on it if you're going to do free shipping, because most of my shipping is free. If you're not going to do free shipping, then the consumer has to worry about it. And stay tuned if you're my jewelry friend, because I did find something really cool that I'm going to show you right after this. Okay. Another home interior piece. This was really cool. Golf stuff does well for me. It's a basic, like a plaque that has the course of life. It's like a poem on here. And it's still in great condition, like almost brand new, but it has the home interiors tag. I got this little horse hook. I thought he was kind of cool. There's a lot of equestrian stuff in the Kentucky area, so you will find quite a bit of horse things. Of course, the Derby is there. Now, this little piece I got, it was on the clearance table. I like it. I thought it was really pretty. It's brass, but honestly, I don't know what it is. It's not a bookend. It's like a instrument. It's, you know, musical, like a harp. And it's on a stand, and it's made of brass. Like one side is slick, but this side has these little knobs. Now, I've seen decor like this where it had like brass wires on them. I've seen like a mandolin that was similar to this, and it had the little wires on it just to make it look like, you know, but the way these are, it seems like it had a use. So what would be the use? I think I have seen brass pieces like this that were music holders, but with these knobs are throwing me off, guys, these little hooks. So if you know what that is, let me know. Otherwise, I do think it's really pretty in a pretty shape. So we'll see how it does. I don't know what I'm going to market it as. Honestly, I think you could put jewelry on it, but I also do think that it's not tall enough to put necklaces on, and really it's kind of awkward for anything else. So I'm not sure what this is. If you know, let me know. I got a really cool mug. I don't think this is super vintage, but this is in really great shape, and people love cats and the little colors that they're in. On the bottom it says Siamese cats, and I'm like, I mean, okay. But it's signed by the artist, and it's unused. If I don't sell it, I can use it. I like it. It's big. It's got a nice handle. It's a little 80s Burwood product. I think it had other things with it, but you'll see these wall plaques, these plastic ones, quite a bit. These actually sell. People are looking for these. This was in really great condition. It's marked on the back. I think it's like 1981 maybe. But I like them when they're still in good condition, and people do still use these for decorating. And also, here we go with the birds are popular, roosters, chickens, that whole thing is popular. Sweet little salt and pepper shakers, the anthropomorphic. I had to learn that word when I very first started reselling, and about 6 years ago, people kept saying anthropomorphic, it does really well. And I'd be like, anthropomorphic, what does that mean? And it's like, it's got the faces on it, okay? It's got the faces on it, basically is what that means. Fruit does pretty well. Florida things do well if it's like cute like this, kind of kitschy. These were in really great shape, so I did pick those up. They are super cute. Then I got these two little plates that have prints on them that look like cross stitch, which I thought was really cute. I don't know that they go together. They were made the same. One says first the toast, then the roast, happy hostess, happy host. These make really great hostess gifts. They make really good Christmas gifts. They are Ironstone. They were made in Staffordshire, England. They are the Royal Crawford brand. And these have little holes in them with these came on them. So they were made to be little wall plates. I did pretty well with little wall plates. This one's cute because it has a bird and a rooster, and it says, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. These type of things I think are so endearing, and they make wonderful gifts. Vintage makes wonderful gifts for people. Occasionally I do pick up thimbles. They do sell well for me. I actually have a couple of customers that like thimbles. They collect them. So they'll ask me, message me, and tell me, hey, if you run across this one, let me know. So I did find a little bag with like all of these Alaska ones in there. And these are just kind of like the generic ones. This one's got a state symbol on it, but these two right here, take those off. These two right here though, I think are kind of desirable. This one's Ketchikan, but it's like really pretty in this cobalt color with like the night sky on there. And then these are what actually collectors are usually looking for, is the pewter ones. And this one has Alaska on there with a polar bear, and then it's got like blue water. But the pewter ones I've sold several of to a couple of customers that I have that collect these. So if I can get them for like a really good price, I'll pick them up just to see if it's something that they need. And then the ones that I don't sell, what I've done in the past is like put them all together and then just sell them as a lot of thimbles. And usually they will sell like that. I found these. These are amazing. These are made in Italy. You will see these quite a bit in different subject matter. These have these people on there. I don't know who they are, but I don't know who they are, but maybe they're nobody. Lightweight, they're made of wood, and then they will usually say on the back, they'll say made in Italy. It'll be like a little stamp or a sticker. I have sold a lot of these, and they will look like this. They'll have like the gold leaf type stuff on it. This one has like a little bit of wear on the sides, but these are strangely popular. I picked up one time when I was in Indiana, and I put it online and someone snagged it up like immediately. And then I Google searched it and found them going on eBay for like a lot of money. And I was like, they feel like nearly nothing. They're very lightweight. I have learned that there are some of these that are super desirable. Now, I'm not sure if this subject matter is probably more the landscaping ones or the ones that have a scene of Italy on them or something maybe more popular. But I did get these for a really great price, and I think it was worth taking a chance on because I do know that I've sold these in the past using this picture as a tray. But I got this little set of Homco bears. If I can find these pretty cheap, I'll pick them up because people are always looking for these. The Homco bears are super collectible. It's like a little family picnic. So I don't pick them up all the time, but if I find them at a good price, they will sell. Now, for my jewelry friends, I found 2 pieces of jewelry that I'm going to take a chance on. Now, the first one I don't think is worth a lot, but I thought it was cool, and I got it for like really cheap. It says inside Salisbury pewter in there, and then it also says May because these were birth month bangles, and this one is of May's flower. So it just has like a stamped flower on there. And I know a lot of people have a May birthday. So if this is not something that's desirable or will sell, then I will give it as a gift. Now this next item, I went into this booth and they didn't have any jewelry. It was all hard goods. But laying over on a table, I saw this Ziploc bag just sitting there. And it had a box. And it said on it, vintage Jeep Collins necklace, $20.99, right? And that piqued my interest. So I went over and I got it out, and it was in this box, the Jeep Collins jewelry maker. I opened it. I was like, wow. It had this awesome necklace in it that I was like, that is probably silver and brass. And I was right. It is marked. This Jeep Collins guy is the artist, and this is one of his designs. Brass heart, and then this silver part is actually sterling silver. And then the links are actually marked brass. And then the heart itself, it has like these links, and then down here it has like this V link, which is where the heart will rest. Itself is also marked like down here. It'll say sterling, and I think it says brass. I researched it a little bit, and apparently he is known for putting sterling over brass. So not only did I get excited because it's pretty, when I Google lensed it and actually researched it a little bit in the store, I found all of these other creations by Jeep Collins, and they were all going for around $200. So my new jewelry friends, let me know if you're familiar with Jeep Collins jewelry, if you've had any luck with it. You can tell me about this necklace that you think would be helpful. I would love to hear from you. But I think it was a great find, so hopefully, I hope my jewelry friends will be proud of me for it. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to all my new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you would do it. It doesn't cost anything. You just hit the little subscribe button. Until next time, guys, please take care of yourselves. I will see you real soon in the next video.